Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge von Vampyr. In der letzten Folge haben wir einen Jäger getroffen im Krankenhaus, der uns aber in Ruhe gelassen hat. Und dann sind wir wieder zu den Docks zurückgegangen, um Sean Hampton zu finden. Bro, bin ich... Ah, ich bin... Geil, ich spawn einfach komplett woanders. Naja, hier müssen wir durch. Aber mit den Leuten haben wir schon geredet. Tagebuchseite. Ich hasse mich dafür, dass ich wegschaue, wenn sie mich wegen meiner Hautfarbe verspotten. Ich hasse mich dafür, dass ich wie ein Mädchen weine, wenn sie mich beleidigen. Ich hasse mich dafür, dass ich wie ein Junge fluche, wenn sie fort sind. Ich hasse mich dafür, dass ich meine Eltern hasse. Ich hasse mich dafür, dass ich lächle, wenn Kunden mich die traurige Brinner nennen. Ich hasse mich dafür, dass ich nie den Mut finde, Tom meine wahren Gefühle zu gestehen. Sabrina versteckt ihre wahren Gefühle für ihren Boss Tom Watts. Okay. Okay.
Mark my words. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
Not a
I'm a
drop of
trap.
blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
Ich will gerne mit dem Typen hier reden.
Story.
Schade.
A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He
Reden wir
comes
mit den
for
Leuten
sudden
hier.
nighttime,
Good
claiming
evening, sir.
innocence,
Whatever.
and vanishes.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Reden wir einfach mal.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink.
Ich weiß gar nicht, ob wir die schon mit denen geredet haben oder so.
And at noon, I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am Doc.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Ah, dann hat man keine Zeit mehr für
Is
einen
there anything in particular
Beruf.
that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Gedenken an die Opfer.
Is there any... No...
Let-
Another time, perhaps. I'm not sure I want to hear another sad story.
So,
Is there...
warum so
Why
zynisch?
are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Gut.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young. like everybody else.
Sure, I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Idealist, ja.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Ja, oder so. Ja, Anarchist, wer kennt's nicht?
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me, then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom Watts about him.
Danke.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Hey.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
Okay, keine Beziehungen. Das ist dann der hier unten, ja. Aber die Frage ist, wann kommen wir eigentlich in den letzten Bezirk?
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Ja, natürlich, das ist ja ein Viertel, was von der Gang beschützt wird, so gesagt, oder regiert. Die werden auf dich nicht hören.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Na, dann wissen wir schon, dass er gerade lügt. Weil wir haben ja gelesen, dass Knoblauch nicht effektiv ist gegen Vampire. Es ist zwar die Sage, aber das haben wir irgendwann mal gelesen, aber es ist nicht effektiv gegen uns Vampire. Sonnenlicht ist auch nicht effektiv gegen uns. Es verbrennt zwar unsere Haut, aber wir können dadurch nicht sterben.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
Als ob ich hier gerade tatsächlich eine neue Untersuchung habe, ey.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Okay, wenn du meinst.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour, but I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
Okay, ich
I
respektiere
could
es.
make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Okay.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Okay. Wie viele Leute fehlen hier noch? Einige. Holla, die Waldfee. Erschöpfung.
Should have offered a drink to the boy.
Okay.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Mit dem haben wir schon geredet.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Okay. Wir haben dich schon mal gehört, das andere Zeug.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
Okay. Wurde ausgesetzt.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Danke.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
I've never even been to India.
Reden wir mit dir.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Sabrina, Tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Okay. Also hat Tommy nicht gesagt, dass es wegen ihrer, ich nenne es mal, Aggressionsprobleme ist. Oder habe ich gerade irgendwas nicht verstanden? Naja. Ja, dann renn doch. Gott, da oben sind Leute, die ich nicht kenne. Reden wir mit den Leuten.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
Manchmal ist es tatsächlich besser, an dem Ort zu bleiben, dem einem nur Schmerz bringt, an fremde Leute zu gehen, wo es wahrscheinlich noch schlimmer werden könnte. Orte meine ich natürlich.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Okay, da wird bestimmt irgendein Bandenkrieg oder so auslösen.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Okay. Er leidet an Blutarmut, okay.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Okay, reden wir noch mit mehr Leuten.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
Ja. Alter, ich glaube, dank unserer Fähigkeiten werden wir immer besser, ne?
The epidemic is what worries people most these days.
It's locked.
Interessant. Ich will auch nicht lang bleiben. Ich will nur mit dir reden und dann hau ich ab. Und eventuell ein bisschen was mit deinem Geld klauen. Reden wir mal.
So you have questions about the flu then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
Leider die Wahrheit.
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Okay, wenigstens funktioniert das.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Okay.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean.
You talking about the one
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry.
Ja
Goodbye,
gut.
Miss Fishburne.
Wollte eigentlich nur wissen, ob
Take
das
care of
irgendwas
yourself.
bringt. Jetzt noch. Aber wir wissen ja, wo es ist.
I can't remember the last time.
Ist hier irgendwo noch eine Seele? Kann ich hier rüber? Na, dann würde ich sagen, ich beende die Folge hier. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Und in der nächsten Folge gehen wir in das Lagerhaus hier rein. Ciao. Euer Gladius.